Hello, darlings. We are back for episode 5 of Barrow Hill, The Dark Path, also known by me as Barrow Hill 2. It's the second game in the series. My name's Cara, by the way. In the first few episodes, I forgot to say my name at all and introduce myself because I was just ready to dive into this game. And that is what we're about to do right now. I just recorded part 4. And now we are in part 5. We have just created some stuff on this stump right here. We have a journal to go read. And then we have some wooden effigies down here to try things with. We just got into an area that had some journals and stuff, so we're going to go read through the long journal. A couple of them were short. We read those in the last part, but there is a quite long one that we need to do. And then I'm not sure if there's anything else that we've unlocked yet, really. We still can't really get into the farmhouse because Mia or whoever or whatever is there. We don't know how to deal with our error in our transmission because we don't have a phone that's usable now. That's to the wishing stones. That's not to anything, it's just there. I don't want to go to the wishing stones yet with the effigies because I don't know that we have quite enough information yet. I mean, we do, and then we also don't, right? So where am I going? Oh, I did want to try the phone box. Like, now that we have an error code, can we use the phone to call? No. Okay. We've not been able to use this phone to make a call before. Just wanted to check. And we can't use our phone either. Well, it's not our phone. It's Mia's phone. But, you know. We cannot use this phone to make a call. Can't. Did we get this, like, zoom in before? Maybe we did. So, sometimes they say there are little clues in the stuff on the radio, and that mentioned, like, cleansing and recharging things by dipping them in the sacred pool, which I wanted to try to do that with the pendulum that we have in the druid's pool, but it didn't let us. I don't know if there's anything else we have that is suitable to be dipped in the pool. I mean, could we do that with the effigies? Do we need to, like, dip them in the pool? Do we need to dip Mia's hair clip in the pool? I guess we could try that. We haven't gone back to the pool in a while. I don't know. Let's go try. Let's see if there's anything new that we got that can go in the pool. So this is toward that, and then this is the stump. So this, yeah, hang on here. Picnic area, and then here, picnic area, pool. No, wishing stones. Oh, she was just there again. Wait. Yeah, this is that other... There's nothing here. But it very much looks like there could be. You never know. Okay. I had this down before. Okay, and then we turn, and there's the pool. Okay. Here's the pool. And we do need something here, but we don't know what. Can the keys go in here? No. Can we fish stuff out of it with the magnet? No. I mean, I assume it's like we need a bowl or something to collect water with, like a bottle. We already tried the keys, huh? The trowel is new, and then the effigies. Can I like cleanse their IDs? No. The rune stones. This is a prayer wheel that's like made of paper, so I don't want to do that. The MP3 player is electronic, so no. The screwdriver. The lead pencils. Our crystal pendant. I want to dip it in the pool. Matches. Probably not a good idea. They won't be very good after that. Pebbles. Mia's ID. The slingshot. The torch. Okay, the effigies are the only other thing we have. I did get some music there, but I don't know if that's a coinky dink. Okay, nothing there. So we still don't know what needs to be done with that. Wait, is this just still telling us we could use the pendulum here? See, now that I know like how it worked before, I'm like, you gotta move your mouse everywhere. See if it does anything. Like, what if there was just something else? There's a goblet. They've got a goblet in there. Items such as gold and jewelry were thrown there. This is also like, this was a place that the pendulum could be used. Pretty sure the pendulum only had one specific purpose though. So I don't think we're meant to use that again. I want to get over there, but we can't get any closer to that. Don't know. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything else we could do there right now. Oh, now we're at the picnic area again. We don't have whatever we need to get Ollie's glasses, which is confounding to me. Like, what could it be? We tried the magnet, we tried the trowel, we've tried everything that we already had before. And where are we gonna be able to input the error code to get the security, to get our transmission up and running again? We don't have anything new. Well, we might also have to try putting together the video and just see if we can get the video in the right order, and that'll reveal some stuff. But let's go back in here and read this journal. So we read through these things, we looked at these. These only had a couple of pages of stuff. We read this in the last part, and we read this in the last part. And so the only other stuff in here, this is where we got the trowel. We looked at these photos. And then we have this journal. And this is a long one. This is Agatha Dunn, what did it say her name is? Agatha Dunn Harker. Agatha Dunn something, I'll tell you that. Elsie mentions her in the forum posts on the laptop on Emma's website. says that in 1965, this is the first woman who came and, like, disrupted the ancient burial places. I'm about to do a lot of reading, so I need to hydrate. So we sort of knew that Agatha was a potential character that we would be seeing something from. I did not expect to find her stuff in the boot of the car that's been in the garage this whole time. So anyway, this is her, like, travelogue. And we did click on this to start with, and it's grave goods. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the 4 things that go along with that other thing, I bet. Okay, hang on. Let's back up 1 second. Let me show you, since now we're in a new episode. This. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This must be where the specific goods were taken from in, this. So, number 1 was found by the feet in this burial. A small dagger, a bone-handled athame. There's evidence to suggest this was practical rather than ceremonial object used by the woman during her life and then buried with her. It is interesting to note that the scoring and marks on the blade indicate the knife had many uses and functions. Number 2, which was found behind the spine, behind the back, an earthenware bowl, a container for food. The food is to provide nourishment in the afterlife. A quick look at the contents revealed small bird bones at the bottom, most probably wildfowl or game. Okay, so far we've got a blade and a bowl. Those are 2 traditional, like, magical tools. Number 3 was sort of between their, like, elbows and knees. A sturdy decorated beaker. A sturdy decorated beaker. Like a cup? No doubt containing a fermented brew to provide warmth during the passage to the other world. The hot liquid would restore energy and invigorate the senses. I had a good sniff around the contents and picked up on hints of heather and barley, but that could just be my fanciful imagination. Okay, and in the last episode, we looked at the website for this, like, tea company, and one of the teas has barley in it, which barley also played a role in the first game, which is really funny. So I like that little connection there. So this is like a mug of tea, a bowl of food, which, so I would say this is the water, the cup, and the bowl of food is for earth, a dagger. And then we have number 4, which was found by the head, a beautiful piece of Bronze Age jewelry, a glass ball contained with a round bronze clasp with a thread metal chain. A glass ball contained with a bronze clasp with a thread metal chain. That sounds like the spring key a little bit. This is a high status find suggesting the body is that of someone adored or feared by her community. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds a little bit like the spring key that we found earlier, which, if you've been watching this all in order, you might remember that. It's like a glowing glass ball and it had, like, metal around it, but it was on a chain in this case. And if it was belonging to somebody who was in charge of the sacred well, that would be a high status. Anyway, January 28th, 1965, safe landing back in Blighty. Nasty storm over Calcutta, and that awful woman from the V&A was near hysterical. Took all my reserve not to slap the silly creature. I don't know what Agatha's accent is. It's some kind of British, but, you know. Ollie and Gus both have kind of a different accent, and so do, like, Mia and Emma. They all kind of have different, slightly accents from each other. Ollie says Mir. But anyway, glad to be back. The so-called Tomb of Manatep turned out to be nothing more than an old tantalite mine. Rather disappointing. We have a picture of somebody riding a camel, and there's pyramids and palm trees in the background. I need something to get me back in business, something more predictable and lucrative. Cornwall's always good for a few trinkets. I'll talk to the RS tomorrow, throw in a few mentions of King Arthur, and they'll provide some funding. Okay. February 3rd, 1965. I have borrowed, on a permanent basis, an intriguing old volume by the Royal Society, a collection of surveys from 1854 covering unexcavated areas of Cornwall. That's the other thing that we read, but we could only read one spread of pages in the previous episode. The chaps who conducted the survey were in rather a tiz about the Barrow Hill area. Oh, I love this, the folded over stuff. My journals look like this. A map of Cornwall. Part of the Irish Sea, the English Channel. I've been there. By Robert something I can't quite read. Hurdles? Can't tell what that says. But it's a map of Cornwall. And then here, Barrow Hill is an area of great archaeological interest. An unknown number of barrows, grave cairns, and cist burials around 4000 BC. Surveys, grave goods, Babin, high status graves, find mention of bee in Celtic mythology. Okay, that's why the other book is her referencing Babin. She wanted to know kind of what is the worth potential of stuff related to this figure in this area. Apparently, it's positively popping with potential finds. It's never been excavated, not in modernity at least, old farty archaeologists. Bond and Borlase seem to have skipped past the area, which is rather careless, or perhaps the old stories about Babin scared them off. Their loss is my gain. That means it's ripe for the digging, time to fire up the motor. Next stop, Cornwall. April 4th, 1965. I plan to make a full survey of the area from the swamps to the south to the stone circle at the top of the hill. My predecessors, those keen surveyors, were spot on about Barrow Hill. April 4th, M Motel, W Motel, something motel. There's a leaf pressed in the journal. It continues, there are several sites of interest from the Stone Age to the Iron Age. I plan to make a full reconnaissance tomorrow at first light. April 7th, 1965. Barrow Coit is a fascinating stone structure. Sadly, it's been stripped of its earth mound and is located rather uncomfortably next to a new service station. Which, again, I cannot believe. The entire first game, this Neolithic structure was just immediately behind the building the whole time, but we couldn't see it because a gate was closed. Clever, clever. I love the world building. Like, literally the building on the previous world of the first game. Devs, if you're watching these, like, I love these games. Absolutely wild to me this was there the whole time. Next to a new service station, which has ruined an otherwise pretty little corner of Cornwall. That's modernity for you. Handy motel, though, and half-decent Cornish breakfast in the little cafe. There's a coffee stain here on a folded-over picture that has been taped into one side. It's a sketch or like an illustration from a book. Barrow Coit before the earth mound was removed. So it used to be in an earthen mound. And now we just see this sort of, this area, which another thing we read in a previous episode said there are 15 stones, like around the outside of it, which is also wild to me. Alright, next page. 4,000 years ago, the Coit was a place of great importance to the Cornish clans. Originally, the stones were covered by a huge mound of earth. There's another folded over page here, which is a sketch inside of an early Bronze Age burial mound. And we can see pottery, plates, cups, skull, some bones. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. And then there's another sketch similar to that on the next page. The stone doorway would have been the only entrance. Inside, the skulls and remains of the ancient ancestors were kept along with grave goods in a place of the dead, usually overseen by the clan shaman or seer. They spent their days and nights with the dead, communing and connecting with the past. It is easy to imagine how such figures were seen by their community. Otherworldly, powerful, magical. Perhaps even the Babin myth finds some truth here at Barrow Hill. April 13th, 1965. It's been 2 weeks now. Good, solid, honest archaeology. In other words, not very lucrative. There have been some fabulous beaker finds, some Stone Age tools, and a charming Iron Age brooch hidden in the brackish water of the old spring. And there are sketches of a couple of pieces of pottery, a sort of boar-shaped thing, and like an arrowhead. And then there's a picture, or a sketch I suppose it's supposed to be, of the spring key in very photorealistic detail for a sketch. That's how a lot of these have looked. There's evidence that the pool, known locally as the Druids' Pool, has been a place of worship since the Bronze Age. Offerings, usually in the form of prized items such as jewelry, metal tableware, or weapons, were tossed into the water to appease the gods who dwelt in the other world, the world reflected in the water. And then there's an additional note in slightly different color ink. It looks like dark blue, where the rest of this has been black. It says, "I wonder what other treasures hide deep in the water. Time to go fishing." So maybe I am supposed to use the fishing magnet? Well, she would have been doing this in 1965. Who knows if there's anything still there now for me to get. There was a freaking shopping cart buggy in there when we got here. April 21st, 1965. An angry mob! I was harassed by a few toothless local farmers this afternoon. They were not happy about my dig, but I placated them with a few notes, thank RS, and promised the Royal Society, and promised to leave the actual burials intact and undisturbed. A white lie, but still a lie. I was told in no uncertain terms that any digging at Barrow Farm would not be good for my health. It was a personal threat. After admitting that I'd not heard of Barrow Farm, they seemed to be relieved and made their way back down the lane to Witchwood. Although that means they're the ones who told her that Barrow Farm existed. Anyway, there's a crumpled up note that she has added into the journal. It says, "Grave robber, stop digging up the dead. Babin sees, Babin knows. She sleeps in the green. You have been warned. Stop the digging." April 22nd, 1965. A clue. It was hard to locate, but an old 17th century map places Barrow Farm toward the northeast corner of the wood. There is another sketch here of the Druids' Pool spring area. It's hellishly overgrown in the North Woods, so there's every possibility that an old building could be lurking in the ivy and bindweed. I'll dig out the machete. And then there's another folded over page, which when opened up is a map of the area. Sort of topographical, it looks like, with the concentric circles. The stone circle up at the top being the highest on a mound. Stone row, the spring, the wishing stones are drawn in. That's something else off to the other way. There's the Coit, which now has the service station by it. Barrow Farm, and there's another little barn. So I wonder if that barn is the barn from the first game where the protesters were hanging out. And then the swamp is over down here off the map in this other area. April 24th, 1965. Incredible! I found the farm. It's a ramshackle old place, stone built to last, with a doorway looking suspiciously like an old barrow entrance. 2 upright stones, a solid stone lintel, and further monoliths incorporated into the walls of the building. They built the farm smack in the middle of an old burial barrow. The front door was locked, which was a cause of alarm. Does someone still live at Barrow Farm? Underlined in red. There was no answer, so I tried a window. It opened after a little encouragement. No one home, not for a while. Looks like no one has settled at Barrow Farm since the war. There is a strong temptation to start digging straight away, but I must wait for permission from the Royal Society. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. And then there are some photos. This is a photo of a rocking chair and like a bird cage and a chandelier in an otherwise pretty empty looking stone room. And then the stones at the entrance where indeed a door has been set into what looks like the entrance to a barrow mound. That's true. Hadn't really thought of that when we were there before. Okay, we're almost there. We have about 5 more spreads like this to go. 5 more pages, or 10 pages, 5 spreads. Hydrate. Go ahead and give this video a like if you've been enjoying this series, by the way, and subscribe if you haven't already. To my main channel as well if you are interested in pagan stuff. I do a lot more of that over there. Back to the journal. April 29th, 1965. At last I have my permission. I wonder whose bones rest beneath the soil. All the finds uncovered on Barrow Hill suggest this was a place of high-status burials, perhaps even the rulers, kings, and queens of the Bronze Age world. Of course, there is rumor, more of a myth really, that the legendary Celtic witch Babin is buried hereabouts. If such a creature existed, I will be the first to gaze upon her in over 2,000 years. And there is a Triskel printed here on some sort of scrap of paper that it looks like it's just there. It's just a Triskel-like symbol, or Triskele. I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. It's just printed there. And then on the other side is a folded over thing, but this one has like a little seal on it with an arrow. So if I click it, open that. Oh, it's an old photo of Barrow Farm, 1854. This appears to be the one that is like framed in... Mia has photos from the farmhouse, and one of the photos shows that there is a framed photo of the farmhouse in the farmhouse. This looks like that framed photo. It's Barrow Farm in 1854. It already had these like random metal fences around it, apparently. Alright, this next page says April 30th, but there's other stuff covering over it. So these look like more warning signs that people have left for her. So the top one is scrawled in red handwriting. Those who sleep beneath the earth must be left to do so. To wake Babin will end us all. And then there's a different handwritten note in blue ink. You must leave now before it's too late. And then her actual journal entry says, trouble at the dig. The local Cornish folk are fuming, cursing me in their old language. Some idiot from the service station has blabbed about my plans to dig up the floor of Barrow Farm. I just know there is something underneath. It's the center of the original barrow, so there's every chance there are remains or grave goods hidden below. But now, it's impossible. These silly, superstitious fools know nothing about archaeology. Perhaps under the cover of darkness? Okay. May 1st, 1965. A body, a Bronze Age burial. I knew it. You've still got it, Aggie. I must be quick and complete my survey. And here is a sketch of the position of the skeleton, which we've also seen the bigger sketch. There's a sketch of the blade. Wow, that's cool looking. The body is in moderate condition given the age. The chest cavity has collapsed over time, flattening the overall appearance of the body, which looks to be that of a young woman. I have encountered high-status female burials before, but nothing like this. And then there are a couple of snapshots, photos. This shows where the blade was buried by her feet. And then this next one is showing kind of the overall position of the skeleton from above, with Agatha's journal, the Royal Society report, and trowel next to the opening. It goes on. I must admit that this will sound rather daft after daybreak, but I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. I don't feel alone. At first I thought one of the local farmers might be trying to unsettle me, get me to flee the old farm screaming. Not me. But still, I can't shake the feeling that someone else is present here at Barrow Farm. May 1st, 1965. Midnight. There is someone here. I heard a voice, a girl's voice, here at the farm. I heard singing, a sad, plaintive song. I'm starting to wonder, starting to doubt myself. Is there someone here? Is it just paranoia? Or is it Babin? And there is a snapshot of a close-up of the skull. Or a skull. I guess we don't know which skull. May 2nd, 1965. Something happened. Something I cannot explain. And there is a snapshot here of a ghost, of an apparition in front of the hearth in the farmhouse. And it is very similar to the one that we have been seeing throughout the woods. The journal continues. The body, the corpse inside the farm, it moved. I saw it myself, the damn thing moved. The arms, just a small twitch at first, becoming unnatural spasms. The arms, they reached up round my throat. There's nothing to explain it. The body was alive. Just a moment I saw it move. It grabbed me. Is it her? Is it possible? There was a struggle. It was dark. I felt the old bone around my neck. There was a snapping sound. I fought to get my balance and tumbled. The arms were destroyed, broken into thousands of splintered fragments. I hastily reburied the remains, but I'm keeping the finds. They're too precious to leave. I will not surrender them. I'm leaving immediately. I should have listened. And that's the last page of the journal. You should have listened, and yet you took the grave goods? You took everything? Agatha. It was Agatha all along. Agatha! Is she wearing the necklace in this photo? See, sorry I said I thought that might be Elsie. Why would it be Elsie? I think this picture just kind of vaguely looked like Elsie's profile picture. Okay, so that's the journal of Agatha Dunn Harker. And now what? We can try the magnet in the pool. We still don't know. Hi, Ollie. We still don't know what we have to microwave, which I realize, like, out of context, if you haven't, like, followed the entire series, what a random thing to have pop up in the middle of this game. Don't know what we're supposed to microwave. Also, what kind of fuel is in this fire barrel that this fire has been burning this whole time? We've been here for hours, but time is different here. And then, yeah, we have to try to reorder the video. But I kind of want to go to the pool again. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And there's nothing else over here. Except occasionally the ghost. Or Babin. Fishing magnet. No. So we did try all of this earlier. Nothing. Mia's hair clip. Nothing. But yeah, see this. I was thinking the jewelry that was being described kind of sounded like this. It's a glass ball within, like, a metal cage. Dunno. Anyway. Picnic area. Yeah, all that. So let's, again, if this is like the first episode somebody's watching, this is so much random stuff to, like, not be reacting to anymore. Like walking out and Ollie's just there, like, contaminated by fungi and the green. And we're just like, hey, Ollie, hang tight. We'll be back. We're figuring it out. And then, like, this wild video of Mia. Okay, so we need to put these in the right order. Let's watch through it this time for real. I stopped it before because I started having ideas about the order that it should go in. Pretty sure, I'm pretty confident about the last three being in that order, but the other ones, like, leading up to that, I'm not sure. Like, is the prep happening beforehand? Is the first one Gus delivering the last leaflet and then he shows up at the place and is doing the stuff? Let's just watch them all. Let's figure it out.
So you're serious about this?
Shoes. Bike tire. Book in hand. Going up to this little altar area. Taking the pamphlet out. Picking up a bunch of flyers, handing them to Gus. Gus is going off with the bike. The book is now behind, and we're burning one of the flyers. I keep calling them pamphlets. They're not pamphlets, it's a single flyer. I hear like a dog or maybe a fox in the background. Knocking on the door of the farmhouse. Different door, I think, though. This one doesn't have the dangerous building sign. Maybe it's not the farmhouse. Maybe it's somewhere else. Because there's no, like, planter next to it. Bag full of flyers, but now we're getting out spray paint.
You're obsessed with it.
And we're spray painting the walls of this farmhouse or whatever place. Nice watch there.
And there you go. Last one. See, Mia, I am a believer.
That's Gus delivering a leaflet. A flyer. A leaflet. Yeah, not pamphlet. Leaflet. Or a flyer. And then we have Mia drawing the stuff. All the stuff is already painted on the walls, so the other one with the painting the walls goes before this. So we've got her doing that.
Okay, look. Come closer. Gus, here.
Then we've got
This is
her
the book
referencing
Elsie
the
lent me.
book.
The Dark Path.
What's it about? It looks second-hand, you emo.
Shh. It's the old Cornish religion. You know, pagan stuff. Here. That's weird. What's happened to the book?
Hey, Mia, what's wrong with your arms?
What is that? What is it?
The
I can't get
runes.
it off.
Ollie, get in here. Something's wrong with Mia.
Raka. Malana. Malak. Wotgra. Vigoras.
Yeah, and so the
Ollie, get in
the
here.
circle's already on the floor in these, yeah? Yeah, circle's already on the floor there.
Okay, look. Come closer. Gus.
Which,
Here.
that happens right after
the book
this. It's
Elsie
got to.
The Dark Path.
Circle's already there.
It looks second-hand, you emo.
Shh. It's the old Cornish religion. You know, pagan stuff. Here.
Alright. So
That's
this...
weird. What's happened to the book?
Hey, Mia.
Alright, I'm trying
What
to
is
stop
that?
it, but it's not.
What is it?
Just
I
stop
can't
it.
get it off.
Alright, so again, I think those are in the right order. I am not, however, now convinced that those are the end. Because he ends up with the book in his hand, so that could then lead to this first clip where he's handing the book to the other person. And then it gets put back on the altar. I don't know, though. Yeah, the leafleting, I'm not sure about the order of that. This definitely goes before that one, and that happens before these, but I don't know if it's in this exact order. I mean, if it's wrong, it'll just tell us it's wrong. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this idea now that, like, that happens and then these first couple of scenes happen with the book. Like, come here, quick, something's happened with Mia, and he's holding the book, and then he hands it to this other person and is like, so you're sure about Mia then? See, Mia, I am a believer. That stuff could all be last. I'm gonna do it. This is the order I'm gonna try. How am I gonna know if it's right? We just have to play through it. I did, in fact, play through the entire thing multiple times, thinking that's how we would know if it was right. That is not the case, so I will spare you having to watch it back a dozen times, or whatever it is. She did also say someone lent it to her, so technically it is secondhand.
That's weird.
Knocking on the door, comes in, already has a bunch of stuff. Well, this is where he's given it. So maybe this is like this. He comes in, he gets the stuff. But then how's he recording that if he's already left? But the book is there. Is it the same person filming every clip? Is the other question. We're assuming this is all Gus. His voice is there in the background. But in this clip, he leaves. And then in this clip, the book is sitting at the back of the little altar. And they're burning this. Where's the water sound in here coming from? I've been wondering that for a while. I feel like handing out the last leaflet can't be the end, but burning the leaflet might be. Where is the book here? And does she already have the marks on her? No, the mark is not on her yet, so that comes before. But I don't know where the book is here. Alright, but that definitely comes before that, because that's before she gets the marks on her. That happens first, because then she gets the marks. Then they burn the thing, maybe? Knocking on the door, going in to get the things. Last one. I don't know how we're supposed to know when things are done or complete. Done or complete. Those are synonyms. Anyway, this implies that Gus was in on it. Was in on getting Mia involved.
So, Gus, here.
This
the
is
book.
what doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like she would have shown them the book before she started doing whatever she was doing in the other clip.
Shh.
Okay. We could still be missing one. And that's why this isn't working. Well, that's not gonna help us right now. I guess. Okay, we've done this. We need this path and then this path. The wishing stones. Alright, we've gotten a thing from here. Where else could a SIM card be hiding? Alright, well, let's start putting the things. We're pretty sure, since this is like by Gus's name a bunch, this is probably his. Okay, and we can take it back. Gus. Is there anything else we can do? Okay, other things need to go here still. We don't have anything else of Gus's. Okay, that took that back. So if we put that there, we still have a tool thing to do something down here. Oh, his MP3 player? That's what this is for. And then what? Still more? We don't have his ID. Slingshot? Pebbles? The torch? No. Interesting. Okay, I'm not sure what else would go there. For Ollie, we've got the effigy that's literally like upside down on his head. And we have his ID. Are we gonna maybe get Gus's ID at some point? What else for Ollie? The magnet. Mia's hair comb. The wipes. Pebbles. Slingshot. No, we got that out of a box. It didn't belong to anybody. So there's still more stuff that we need for any of them. And then this one... Please give Emma more listeners. It's about Emma. Supposedly it's Mia, but it's about Emma. The hair clip doesn't go here. We haven't even been to Emma's yet in this game. Oh, the ID card. Nope, it's not accepting her ID card either. The prayer wheel, we don't know what to do with yet. Y'all. It's about Emma. But there's still more stuff. Oh, this is frustrating. I don't know where to go from here, and we haven't gotten a phone call from anybody in a while, which makes me feel like we have not progressed. Although we've figured out, oh, Ollie's glasses. We need to get his freaking glasses. That's the other thing that belongs to him. We have his ID and his glasses. Mia, we've got her ID and her comb, but neither of them will go there. We don't have anything that belongs to Emma because we haven't been to her place yet at all, and I don't know how we would get there at this point. We have the MP3 player, at least now we know what we're supposed to do with that. What else belongs to Gus? He wrote us a note, but we don't have that anymore. We have a trowel that belonged to Agatha. We still don't know what tool we need to get out in front of the service station. Like, what can we do there? Nothing in here. We can't get back to the phone. Yeah, this is just this. Can't get back to the phone. Really annoying. Still nothing over here. Can't get up there. Oh, but we can look up here. Yeah, that's where we were able to get in the last game. So are we just supposed to see the name? Yeah, because there's nothing we can do there. So is there anything else to do over here now? No, because we got that thing. Well, alright, that's good at least. Let's try here again. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna have to end soon. Call this one a night. Oh, yes, okay, so we're fishing. Oil can. Oh my gosh. The frickin' jump scare. Okay, we got the oil can, so what? We can't actually go out there? That's all we had to do here is fish? We can't go around to the front? Are you for real right now? Okay. We have an oil can. We have an oil can. We have an oil can. Do you know where I'm going with this? I barely do. But you might. Put in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Hi, Ollie. The abrupt stop in the music. Am I going the right way? No. Yes. Frickin' A, man. Oliver Tyndall's glasses. Finally. Okay, and then that's an item that goes away. Oil can, single-use item. Don't need it anymore. Cannot believe that. Could have pried that open with something else. I'm telling ya. But okay. Don't worry about the door in the lake, okay? We're gonna figure it out. MK for OT. I don't know, man. There's nothing on this table. Okay. Can we dunk his glasses in the pool? Évidemment pas. Okay, let's move on. Here and there and everywhere. Still, like, can't do anything with that. Ollie! Alright, we've got Ollie's stuff. This is just gonna continue to glow and sing like this, I bet. Yep, it's not gonna, like, do anything yet. It's just gonna do that. He's not going to be saved yet. Probably. We got to do all of them. Alright, so we need something else of Gus's. And we need to figure out what the hell is going on with this other one. Something with Emma and Mia. How can we get to Emma's? Is there anything in this view? Facing back this way? No. Oh, saw her there again. Finally, a freaking phone call. Where have you been? Oh my god, it's Ollie. Are you okay?
I don't know how you did it, but I'm free. That stuff, like seeds or something, or maybe spores, like mushrooms.
I think both.
Anyway, I'm well out of there. You broke the wish.
Good. Where are you?
I'm gonna
I have your
wait
glasses.
until the police turn up. I'm such a coward, but I can't help it. But thank you, stranger. Thank you for saving me.
Ollie. Ollie. Alright then, he's fine. We were just about to be back here. So, oh! He left a bag from Celtic Corner. A pendant. Whoa. Blue/purple necro pendant. $5.99. Pretty good deal. Department gifts for loved ones. Okay. Thank you for that, Ollie. It's very pretty. Glass ball with bronze, etc., etc. Is this no? But would that be at Celtic Corner? Nothing else new here. I think that's only interactable to show us that we were locked from this side. Alright, can I call again? Can I use the office again? Now. It's like, you have to always go back and check things. Because you never know. Oh, goodness gracious. Is there anything else in the garage? Not that we know of right now. We don't have anything else that belongs to Gus. All the freaking SIM cards. Is there a can of paint anywhere? Like there's... Clearly he spray paints. He sprays paint. Whose stuff is all this? Can't get into any of this. This is Mia's bag, because we got her comb out of it. Lots of stuff that's Mia's. Nothing of Gus's. His bike? That's not a small thing that we can place on an altar. Yeah, we can't do anything with these bikes. Oh, the fire. We've never looked in the fire before. It doesn't say we need a tool here. We can just look in it. That's paper. We don't want to burn that. At least I think it's paper. Okay, well, interesting. That's something we haven't zoomed in on. And then we can look up. We can look up here. But again, we can't do anything with that. We can just see it. But still, that's a couple of views that we've not noticed before. I feel like I look everywhere all the time, but we're always missing things. There's so much going on. Barbed wire. We've already done that. It's like the first thing that happens. Can't look up here. I'm getting all turned around now. Where do we want to go? We can go to the kitchen. We can go any of these places. The pool, the picnic area, the wishing stones, the stump. It feels like the stump is done. It feels like the picnic area is done. The phone mast, I don't think there's anything else for us to do there. There's not really anything at the phone box either. The farmhouse, obviously there is stuff there, but we can't really do anything yet. We could go back there and look. The map was designed by Gus. Could we leave the map? No, see, but yeah, the map doesn't come up as an item. It just comes up as a reference. It's not a placeable item. That was a good thought, though. Good job, me. This pendant does not go here. Okay, wait. No, sorry. What? Why are you not placing now? Ruh-roh, what have we done? What happened now? His MP3 player sat there before. Now it won't go. It's not showing that it needs another tool anymore either. There it is. Alright. Whew. That was scary. Like, I just fucking broke the whole thing. Does he also need the powerful effigy? No. The keys? No. Gus Bevan. Is there anything else? Of his that I could even think of? The book is also not a placeable item. That's a reference that'll pop up. Mia's phone is not a placeable item. Okay, that just now glows beautifully. What are we missing? What are we missing? I mean, we gotta figure out that video. We gotta figure out the order of the video. Am I missing a clip of the video is the thing. Is there another SIM card? Have we missed a hiding spot somewhere? Right. I kind of want to look up literally just how many SIM cards are there, but I don't want to get any information. Anything here we can use our magnet on? No, there's not a needs tool thing. Nothing here. Still nothing here. No idea what you're saying, Queen. We can just look up here. But it doesn't do us any good. There's no tool needed thing. Girl, hush. We've gotten got once before by going in here. Maybe she won't now that we have this necklace. I don't know. I don't want to do it again.
Dorfa und Lake.
Okay, the book's there while that's happening.
Gorta Lake for take. Gabdor Infa Lake. Dorfa und Lake. Hardak for la back. For la here.
But we can't get any of these other clips
Gabdor
in the
Lake. Dorfa und
project. I don't think.
Hardak for la back. For la here.
What if we just start playing the Dark Path soundtrack outside here?
Gabdor Infa Lake. Dorfa und. I see you.
Yeah, like there's nothing else we can do here. Maybe we have to do that and not hover the mouse over her. Because she didn't come after us until I hovered over it. That's the equivalent of dying, though, by the way. So, like, technically we've died twice because I chose to do that knowing that it was about to do that again, basically. Let's do that one more time because I need to test this theory now.
I see.
Okay, no. She can still see us. Even if we don't put the flashlight over her, she sees us. So. But how do we... This. That doesn't go there. Mia's hair clip doesn't go here. If Mia's stuff doesn't go here, then it doesn't make any sense to me. We have 2 items that belong to Mia, and they do not place here. Which, again, is why I think this has more to do with Emma. The wish is about Emma, but we don't have any other items that belong to Emma. Like Barrow Hill Radio. I just think that a big theme of this game is that there's like stuff you don't expect about it. Like Gus was really in on it and like convincing her to be part of it and other such things. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go see this area. Get in the kitchen. What else do we have around here? A whole lot of nothing. We got something out of here already. Not a bunch of nasty dead fish. Our radio here. Cabinet, our basket. What? in the ever-living are we supposed to microwave? A trowel? An effigy? The pendant? A magnet? A hair comb? I don't know what we're doing here. Metal pieces? That's not a good idea. Microwave metal. What? The prayer wheel goes in there. With anything else? Or just the one thing? I think I assumed 2 plates meant 2 things. That seems like a bad idea. Oh. Well, this is the... It's the spring key. Was this supposed to be a solution if we didn't figure that out already? But we did a long time ago. A prayer, a message is hidden within. The water must flow for the woods to live. Yet the spring has dried so long ago. You must seek the key that turns the rings. We've already done this. For only then the water sings. From the moorland up high to the pool down below. The water is sacred, everyone knows. To turn the key correctly is what you must learn. So burn me with lightning, my message revealed. The metal threads that weave to and fro are a pattern, a message from me to you, WW. Oh, it's metal in there. So it burned it. How were we supposed to have known that before? Can we just see it? Now the entire thing is like, looks like it's swirling to me because I was watching that thing spin around. I guess if we had done this, we could have read it before. Well, that's just the solution to the spring key. We've already done that. Are you joking me? But then, do we have to do anything with it, or it's literally just a clue? This is where we got the plug. Do we need to put that prayer wheel anywhere now? Or it's literally was just a clue to that, and so it was useless this whole time because we had already done that. Don't need anything here either. We already did this. Can't view that table. We already got what we needed here. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing else. Why this bell? There's nothing else. There's nothing else to see. There's nothing else to do. Started here. Who's Leslie? Do we need to, like, turn this back off for any reason? No. It's just gonna bring the bugs back. Goodbye! Alright, we're gonna leave that. Is there literally nothing to do with this prayer wheel now? Does it, like, go somewhere at the spring or not even? I mean, you know, at the pool. Now that I've burned it, does it do anything? See, we've already done what we need to do here. We've already done it. We can't even zoom in on it anymore. So is that an item that now just chills in the inventory? Can't even use the pendulum on this screen anymore. The tool thing doesn't show up. And it has never worked on this screen, so it's not that. But it does still come up here. Is it still meant to do anything though, or it was specifically to find that key and that's it? We can also still use this here. Did they just forget to disable it on all of these other screens after you find the thing? Or is it just meant to be a pain in my butt? I always thought it should be... There's something over here, but there's... appears not. Alright, I don't know. I really feel like the next big thing that needs to be done is this video project. And I did confirm there are 8 clips, so we have all of them. Something about this order is still not right. but I don't think I have the brain power for it yet. So this is what we're gonna have to focus on next time. I am tired. It is nearly 3 a.m. You can feel free to leave your ideas about what order you think the clips go in the comments, as far as I'm concerned, because I will probably already be done with the game before you see this, because I just uploaded part 1 today. This is part 5, and I'll probably only have a couple of parts left, and I will be putting them out over the next couple of weeks. So probably by the time you see this part, I will have figured it out. I will go through every possible combination if I have to, but we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching and or listening to this episode. I will see you next time, and until then, like this video if you've been enjoying the series, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye for now.